guys, welcome to yet another foundation review video, courtesy of your friendly neighborhood foundation hoarder, me. Okay, so the foundation in question today, excuse me, I have seriously just woken up, and I have to go to work, so I figured that this would be the perfect time to test out this new foundation. Anyway, the foundation that I'm talking about is this new Lancome Skin Feels Good foundation. This debuted in Sephora, I want to say about, I'm just putting lotion on my hands because they're dry, about maybe 2 weeks ago, and I decided to go ahead and get it because I was going to work the other day. I had picked up a shift for someone that was really early. It was, I think, at 7 o'clock in the morning, so because it takes me an hour to wake up, I got up at about maybe 5:45. And I didn't want to go to work barefaced, but like literally everything I have is like a foundation. And I realized I didn't have even one tinted moisturizer, which is so weird because I used to have a lot of them. 12 shades of this foundation, and I'm not really sure if it's a foundation because it calls itself a hydrating skin tint, healthy glow, sheer coverage, let your natural beauty shine through with hybrid skin loving makeup that goes beyond instant results. Okay, there's more noise outside. They're still building. Like, what are you building? There's no space left. But anyway, it says this lightweight skin tint is enriched with naturally derived hydrating superheroes, vegetable glycerin and hyaluronic acid, which kind of worry me a little bit because hyaluronic acid tends to make me personally very, very oily, but we'll see. Combined with moringa seed extract, it protects your skin from oxidation due to pollution and reveals a healthy, radiant look that lasts all day. Its water-made texture provides a fresh care sensation with flawless natural coverage to hide everything but your true self, and because it takes care of your skin even after you wash it off. Okay. Skin Feels Good reduces signs of fatigue by 25% and smooths wrinkles while revealing a firmer, softer, smoother, and more even complexion day after day. And then there's 2 little stars, and it says after 5 days of constant use. It is paraben-free, oil-free, tested on sensitive skin, yay, and tested under dermatological control. And the shade that I got is 12 Warm Sunny Amber. The shades are kind of weird because, and this is very unusual for Lancome because Lancome usually has a lot of darker shades, but there are only 2 darker shades, and I ordered this, but I ordered the wrong shade. So when it came in the mail yesterday, I had to run to Sephora last night and pick up the shade that I originally wanted to get. However, I got the shade, like I said, I got 12W, but then when I brought it home last night, it is dark. But then the shade above it is, I think, too light and neutral. That's another thing. Literally every single shade in the range is a neutral shade except for this shade and the one after it. The one after it is cool. This one is supposed to be a golden yellow. I know for a fact that it's too dark because at least, you know, but it matches my neck. So this is what my chest and, you know, my arm look like, my face, and then my neck is darker. This actually matches my neck, so I know it's too dark. But I'm going to try it anyway. This is the tube that it comes in, and I don't know if you can tell. This is probably maybe a shade or 2 darker than me, like I said, which is fine. It has a cute little pump. I did play around with it last night when I first got it. I pumped it out on my hand, and that's how I knew it was too dark, because I looked at it and it's actually, for as dark as it looks on camera, it's actually darker in person. And I did play around with it a little bit last night, and it was weird because when I pumped it out on my hand, I think my pump just broke. Holy crap. Yeah, my pump just broke. That's all I'm able to get out. Anyway, this is what that looks like. I do actually really like the color. It looks really yeah, as you can see. So like I said, I don't have any tinted moisturizers, but normally I don't use a brush with tinted moisturizers because it's a tinted moisturizer, so it's supposed to be really, really easy. But I'm actually going to use a brush with this, just because I kind of want to. I really hope this does my entire face, because I can't get anything else out of the pump. So like Lancome says, this is only supposed to be like a skin tint, which means that it's not going to give a whole lot of coverage, but it will even out the skin and make it look a lot more healthy, which is what I'm after. You know, even on days that I don't necessarily, it doesn't really have a smell, even on days that I don't necessarily want to wear a whole lot of makeup, but I want my face to look together, because I do have some uneven skin tone, and I would literally sell my right arm. Okay, well, maybe not literally, but I would sell my right arm to get my tone to look even. And as I said, it's a little bit dark. You can't really tell how much, or maybe you can, I don't know, but you can't really tell how much darker it is on camera, mostly because I think the sunscreen helped with that, but I would love to be able to use another coat just to freaking even this joint out. But basically, so far, I do like the coverage. Ooh, here it comes. So this looks fine, and last night when I tried it, it looked fine too until I put on the second coat. Then it became like significantly darker. But, and I think I've always said that I actually don't mind if a foundation, or in this case a skin tint, is too dark, because one, for me anyway, it's easier to lighten something that's too dark than it is to darken something that's too light. And two, well, I just like that darkened bronzy look anyway, so. Alright, there is 2 coats. As you can see, it has a very dewy finish. Get a little bit closer. It has a very dewy finish. It's obviously darker than I am, but I don't mind. It doesn't cover everything, clearly. It's not supposed to, it's not designed to, but it kind of distracts from my hyperpigmentation because you know, it brings my skin together and makes it look more even. So, alright, I am going to finish up and come right. Alright guys, I'm back. Face is done. Getting ready to rush out the door. I didn't really do much else, just lipstick, blush, eyeliner, you know, eyes, whatever. And I did set with this Kiko Milano loose, or Velvet Loose Mineral Beauty Powder. This one is 3 medium, and yeah, this is what we have. So it is now 11:41. I am going to go out. I have to be at work for 12. I'm probably going to be late, even though it's 5 minutes up the street, whatever. And then later on, I will come back and let you know my thoughts on this foundation. Skin tint. Not foundation, skin tint. But so far, it feels really comfortable on the skin. It seems to, I don't know, it could be the powder that I used over it, but it seems to have adapted to my skin. Like, I don't know how something can get lighter, or can it get lighter, but I don't know. It's probably the powder that I used on top of it, combined with the sunscreen underneath it, which is making it look more like my skin color, than what it looked like before, but it's really comfortable. It doesn't have a smell. Last night when I first pumped it on my hand, there was some water that came out that wasn't together with the foundation. It was like kind of sitting on top of the foundation. That didn't happen the second time that I put it on. What else? Yeah, it feels really good on the skin. Like it feels like I put on a like a moisturizer rather than, you know, like a heavy foundation or even a skin tint. Like literally I can't feel it. For once, there is no scent, which is kind of rare coming from a Lancome product, or maybe there is a scent and I can't tell because of the lotion that I used, but I can't detect a scent in it, which for me is a wonderful thing. But yeah, so far so good. Clearly it is not going to cover all of your imperfections because it's a tint, but this is pretty damn good coverage for just a tint. I really like the coverage. It's very easy. The next time I use it, I'm probably going to try to use it with my fingers just to see how well it does, because if it's going to be a tint and it's not going to be like foundation, full-on foundation, then I should be able to apply it with my fingers rather than a brush. But since I don't like using my fingers for my makeup, that's going to be a challenge. But yeah, the next time I do it, I'm probably going to try it that way. But okay guys, I will be back later on, so I will see you then. Bye. Hey guys, so I'm back with a quick little update. This is day number 2 of wearing the Lancome skin tint. Today I did something a little bit different. You can tell from my face that it's a better match. I did lighten it today with my Illamasqua skin base mixer in amber. I still used the Kiko Milano powder to set it, but I also used my Makeup Forever Step 1 primer in caramel instead of the sunscreen today. I did use the sunscreen, but I also used the primer as well. So this is what it looks like when I mixed it with the skin base to get a color more close to my complexion. As you can see, it is still pretty much there. It looks pretty much the same as it did yesterday. There's no slipping, and I feel like the longer I wear it, just like the better it looks. I don't know what it is about it, but it's really, really nice. I honestly feel like you could almost build this up to medium coverage if you wanted to. Like, it wouldn't be that difficult, because when I first put it on today, pretty much all of my hyperpigmentation marks were covered, and you can see them now, but they're not as pronounced as they usually are. Like, if you look at the beginning of the video, what my hyperpigmentation looks like before I put it on versus what it looks like now, it's really, really good coverage, and I am really happy that the performance didn't slip when I mixed it with something else. So yeah, this skin tint is really, really good. I'm really, really a fan, and I'm really happy that I can customize it to look, well, no, I'm really happy that it will literally take me throughout the year, because honestly there are some days that I don't want to go outside with a bare face, but at the same time I don't want to look like I'm wearing a whole lot of makeup. And this 12W color that I got, even though it's too dark, it'll take me all through the year, because I can adjust it to fit me when I'm a little bit lighter versus when I'm darker in the summertime. So yeah, I'm really a fan of this. Lancome hit this one out the park. So yeah, if you can find your color in this, or if you have mixers the way that I do, because I definitely have mixers, I'm a brown girl, that's, you know, a fact of life. So if you have mixers and you want to try this, you should definitely pick it up at Sephora or from the Lancome site. One more thing though, when I used it today, there is a scent, but it's a very, very slight scent. It's not anything huge, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm very sensitive to scents, and it doesn't bother me, and it fades after like not even a whole minute. It kind of fades rather quickly. So yeah, this is what it looks like. I'm happy with it. I am super happy with it. Yeah, I am very, very happy with it. It's a much better shade for me. Now that I've adjusted it, well, you know, this time of the year. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Okay, back to the rest of the video. I'm back. It is now 9 minutes to 7 in the evening. If you remember, I put this foundation on at about 20 minutes to 12, so it's been about 7 hours since I've been wearing it, and this is what my face looks like. As you can see, I still basically look the same, except that I'm shinier than I was when I left. I did lose most of the foundation right here, but that's because I had on a hat and it kept rubbing up and down. So that's generally what happens when I wear a hat, in any case, with any foundation that I'm wearing. As you can see, the foundation looks like it did oxidize. Should I even be calling this foundation? The skin tint looks as if it oxidized a little bit darker than it was before. Like I said, it is pretty much the same color as my neck. And if you've been here any amount of time, you know that my neck is significantly darker than both my chest and my face. So, as you can see what it looks like in relation to my face, it is a completely different color, which is fine. I'm okay with that. It's held up pretty well. It is kind of shiny right now, and I figured that it was going to do that anyway, which is why I powdered it down, because the finish is a very dewy finish. It is a very glowy finish, and I do have combination oily skin, so I was a little bit concerned that while I was at work it was going to swing very oily. That actually didn't happen because I left work at about 4:30 and I got home, and when I got here it was still very matte. It didn't actually start getting very oily. Well, it's not very oily. It didn't start getting shiny right here on my cheeks, and this is my zone. This is where I get shiny. It didn't start getting shiny here until maybe an hour ago, so it held up really well for about 6 hours. There is no loss of color, as you can tell. Like, it's literally the same, with the exception of the oxidation. It's literally the same amount of coverage that I left here with, so I'm a fan. It is going to be wonderful, I think, for the summer, especially since I'm going to definitely get darker. So I am back on my game, which is the information I should have given you this morning, but not that I forgot, but I was terrified that I was going to be late, so I kind of glossed over it. So this is $34. You get 1.08 fluid ounces or 32 milliliters. So what I liked about it, I like the way it applied. It's very easy to apply. It buffs right into the skin. There is a moderate amount of coverage if you need more than just a tint. And you know, even for a tint, it does give really, really good coverage, because you can see my hyperpigmentation spots, but they're not as stark as they are without the tint. So it does give a decent amount of coverage. If you have perfect skin and you don't like wearing heavy foundations, that is probably going to be perfect for you. So yeah, I really like it. I like the way it applies. It goes on very smoothly, and even though it does have a dewy finish, and I normally don't care for a dewy finish, I like this dewy finish. And honestly, would I even call it a dewy finish, or would I call it a I think I would call it more of a glowing satin finish rather than a dewy finish. Oh, also, no transfer, which for that kind of tint, not foundation, is kind of rare, just because usually when you have anything that's glowy or satiny or anything like that, there is a little bit of transfer, but I didn't have any transfer from this. Only time will tell, though, when I wear it in the summertime, if it does transfer then, but as of right now, I'm getting no transfer. Cannot feel it on the skin, which is always a plus. It does have SPF in this. However, I don't know if you guys know how I feel about SPF in skincare products. It's dumb. I will get into it some other time, but SPF in your skincare it's kind of a scam. Guys, thanks for tuning in yet again to another foundation review. I mean, I'm a hoarder, so there's going to be a lot of those, and I hope you like them. But yeah, as usual, it's been real, it's been fun, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.